There's something profound you carry within, a presence others detect the moment you enter a room. It's a rare aura born from the depths of your psyche, one that only men with true inner sensitivity possess in life's second half. Carl Jung's concealed studies reveal why this invisible energy draws others to you while leaving you open to wounds. Jung uncovered that men like you don't merely sense emotions, they confront the unconscious forces shaping them, embarking on the path to self-mastery. They emit what he termed the frequency of the wounded healer, an energy signature forged in the fires of personal pain, yet alchemized into a force of immense power. This aura doesn't stem from innate kindness, but from a profound psychological metamorphosis, the kind most men never attain as they chase external successes instead of inner growth. In his private notes, Jung recorded how this rare, sensitive aura operates on multiple dimensions at once. It can heal others just by your presence, but it also attracts both light and darkness in ways that can elevate or destroy the sensitive man carrying it. The most shocking part that Jung realized is that this aura becomes dangerous when men like you don't understand its true nature. When unconscious, it becomes a beacon for energy vampires while slowly consuming you from within. Join me as we delve into Jung's most penetrating insights on the invisible energy field enveloping men of true sensitivity and midlife, and discover why grasping this rare aura marks the divide between remaining a wounded healer and rising as a master of your own psyche. For this is the truth. Jung unearthed that modern psychology shuns. Your sensitive aura isn't a birthright gift, it's the forge of your individuation. It emerges as a psychological survival tool, transmuted into sacred wisdom. Through what I term the alchemy of trauma, a process essential for men in their prime years seeking emotional discipline, Jung declared, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." Yet for men like you, this demands first comprehending why your nervous system honed this extraordinary sensitivity amid life's trials, turning adaptation into the cornerstone of inner strength. Consider this through Jung's lens on psychological evolution. He noted that men with such sensitivity often emerge from childhoods where emotional survival hinged on constant vigilance. You mastered reading subtle cues before words, crafting an inner radar for emotional storms because your well-being relied on anticipating them. But here's the insight Jung grasped that eludes many therapists. This survival instinct didn't just guide you through early traumas, it rewired your brain to resonate at elevated frequencies, inaccessible to most. Your mirror neurons surge with activity. Your limbic system attunes with precision, transforming your nervous system into an antenna for the unconscious, priming you for shadow integration in maturity. Modern neuroscience confirms what Jung intuited decades ago. Dr. Ela Aaron's research on sensitive individuals shows that such men process sensory information more deeply in brain regions tied to perception, emotion, and empathy. But Jung understood something profounder. This neurological distinction generates a tangible energy field. Others sense instinctively. Yet the truly remarkable aspect is how Jung discerned that this empathic aura functions as a psychological radar, not merely absorbing energy, but transmuting it via unconscious processes, fostering the individuation journey toward emotional control. Jung observed that when men like you enter a room, you unconsciously initiate what I call energy archaeology. You probe beneath facades to unearth emotional truths others conceal even from themselves. Your aura deciphers the shadow projections people bear. Here's how this operates. Rooted in Jung's grasp of the collective unconscious. Phase 1. Energy scan. Your empathic aura automatically tunes into what Jung called emotional complexes, the unconscious patterns driving human behavior. You detect unresolved pain, latent anger, suppressed fear before others admit their existence. Phase 2. Unconscious absorption. Because your psyche evolved to be permeable for survival, you begin absorbing these energies without conscious choice. Jung termed this mystical participation an unconscious identification with another's psychological state. Phase 3. The alchemical process. This is where Jung's insights revolutionize understanding. Your empathic nervous system doesn't just absorb emotional energy. It processes it through what he called the transcendent function. You unconsciously transform others' raw emotional material into wisdom, insight, and healing potential. This is why people feel better around you. Even without specific actions, your aura has truly processed their shadow material and reflected back a more integrated version of their emotional truth. But Jung warned of something crucial. This process only works when conscious. When empathic men remain unaware of their alchemical nature, they become emotional sponges rather than psychological alchemists. But this is where Jung's research turns concerning. Your rare empathic aura creates what he called archetypal attraction patterns, drawing both healers and predators with magnetic force. Jung identified specific archetypes unconsciously drawn to the empathic aura. The wounded child archetype. Those carrying unresolved childhood traumas sense your capacity to witness and hold pain. They are drawn to you because your aura promises the unconditional acceptance they never received. The shadow projector. Individuals who disown parts of their unconscious seek empaths to carry their rejected emotions. Your aura becomes a repository for what they refuse to feel. The energy vampire. Jung called these psychological parasites, individuals whose empathic development was stunted. So they learned to survive by feeding on others' emotional energy. But Jung also identified positive archetypes, attracted to the empathic aura. The conscious seeker. Those doing their own inner work recognize your aura as a mirror for their growth. They come not to take but to resonate and co-evolve. The authentic self. Those ready to embrace their full humanity are naturally drawn to the permission your aura grants to feel deeply without shame. The danger lies in what I call archetype confusion, when sensitive men can't distinguish between those who come to heal and those who come to exploit. Your aura attracts both, but without conscious discernment, you'll exhaust yourself trying to transform those unready for change. If you notice you attract both spiritually deep people and those with serious troubles, comment, "I am an archetype magnet." Now, you're uncovering what Jung called the wounded healer constellation, why your sensitive aura carries both profound healing capacity and vulnerability to being consumed. Jung understood that the wounded healer archetype operates through what I call resonant frequency therapy. Your aura doesn't heal others by giving away your energy. It heals by resonating at frequencies that activate their own healing potential. Think about how this works energetically. When someone with unresolved trauma encounters your sensitive aura, they experience what Jung called a constellation activation. Your presence awakens the healer archetype within them, showing that wounds can be transformed into wisdom. But Jung uncovered a deeper truth. The wounded healer can only spark healing in others to the extent they've confronted their own shadow in midlife. If you carry unintegrated trauma, your aura emits what I call bleeding energy. Instead of inspiring healing, you unconsciously invite others to reenact your unresolved wounds. This is why sensitive men often attract narcissists, emotional vampires, or those perpetually needing rescue. Your unhealed wounds create a magnetic signal that draws in those who mirror your past pain until you fully integrate it. Jung wrote, "Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. For men like you, this means every person you attract reflects your unconscious patterns. Those who drain you mirror how you deplete yourself. Those unable to receive your love reflect your own struggles with self-acceptance, a call to deepen your individuation. The alchemical solution lies in what Jung called conscious suffering, embracing your wounds fully so they transform into wisdom rather than remaining open sores others exploit. As you do this inner work, your aura shifts from the wounded healer's frequency to that of the autonomous healer. Grounded in emotional discipline and self-mastery, You retain your profound empathy, but now it's rooted in wholeness, not vulnerability. This is where Jung's insight becomes revolutionary. Your empathic aura acts as a psychological mirror, reflecting back to others their own conscious or unconscious potential, guiding them toward their own journey of self-discovery in life's second half. Those who are conscious feel at peace around you because your aura reflects their inner light back to them. They experience what I call identity resonance, the joy of being truly seen and accepted. But those lost in unconsciousness often feel unease near awakened, sensitive men, as your aura mirrors their shadow, the parts they avoid. This triggers what Jung called shadow projection anxiety. They may lash out, try to dim your light, or hold you responsible for their discomfort. This mirror effect explains why you, as a sensitive man, often face extreme reactions. Some are drawn to you like moths to a flame. Others recoil or act with hostility, threatened by your presence. Conscious mirror response. When someone doing their inner work meets your empathic aura, they feel inspired and uplifted. They might say, "I feel calm around you," or "You remind me who I am." These interactions energize you because they're reciprocal. They reflect your light back, fostering mutual growth. Unconscious mirror response. When someone avoiding their shadow encounters your aura, they feel provoked and defensive. They may criticize your sensitivity, call you too much, or try to trigger reactions to lower your frequency to match theirs. These interactions drain you as they pull you into their unconscious state to avoid their own truth. Predatory mirror response. When energy vampires meet your empathic aura, they sense opportunity. They recognize your emotional processing power and unconsciously aim to make you their regulator, dumping pain, creating endless crises, or positioning themselves as victims needing your constant rescue. Understanding this mirror effect is vital. It explains why setting boundaries feels so hard for sensitive men. When you set boundaries with unconscious people, you're not just protecting your energy, you're refusing to enable their avoidance of shadow work, a crucial step in your journey toward emotional control. But Jung's deepest insight about your empathic aura is this: you're not just processing individual emotions, you're tapping into the collective unconscious, the shared psychic space holding humanity's experiences, fears, and aspirations. You're a conduit for archetypal energies that shape the world. Jung found that sensitive men like you act as collective antennas, tuning into the emotional frequencies of groups, communities, even global consciousness. This is why you might feel inexplicable sadness during world crises, anxiety during societal unrest, or exhaustion in crowded places heavy with unprocessed emotions. Your empathic aura is picking up archetypal energies beyond personal psychology. You're sensing the collective shadow humanity's unhealed traumas, repressed emotions, and rejected aspects of consciousness. This connection is both your greatest gift and your heaviest challenge in midlife. On one hand, it grants you access to cosmic wisdom, archetypal guidance, and the ability to heal collective wounds. On the other, it can overwhelm you with emotions that aren't yours, but feel vividly real. Jung believed sensitive men play a critical role in collective healing, sensing what others have numbed themselves to. You serve as an early warning system for collective shadow eruptions, wars, social upheavals, environmental crises. Your aura detects these disturbances before they manifest physically. But Jung warned that empathic men must learn to distinguish personal from collective issues, or risk what he called psychic inflation, taking on the burden of healing humanity's wounds. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by world events or sensed collective emotions not your own, comment, "I feel the world's pain. Here's Jung's framework to transform your sensitive aura from vulnerability to mastery, what I call the aura method. Rooted in his principles of individuation. A. Acknowledge your energy's nature. Jung stressed, you can't integrate what you don't recognize. Most empathic men live unconsciously, unaware they operate with heightened neural and energetic sensitivity. Begin by accepting that your empathy is not just emotional, it's energetic. Processing information through channels others can't access. A strength for self-mastery. Jung believed everyone operates through archetypal patterns, but empathic men are especially prone to what I call the caretaker complex, unconscious beliefs that your worth hinges on healing others. Identify the wounded healer patterns you carry. Do you feel guilt for not helping someone? Do you attract those needing fixing? Do you feel responsible for others' emotions? These are signs your empathic gifts are driven by unconscious complexes rather than conscious choice. Jung's solution was active imagination, engaging consciously with these archetypes to uncover their origins and transform their expression. A vital step toward emotional discipline in midlife. Reclaim your energetic boundaries. Jung understood that boundaries for men like you aren't walls, they're conscious membranes that allow love in while keeping manipulation out. In midlife, setting boundaries means sensing when your aura is invaded or drained and using disciplined practices to restore your energetic integrity, a cornerstone of self-mastery. Jung practiced what he called psychic hygiene daily rituals to cleanse absorbed energies and return to your true frequency. This might mean meditation, time in nature, creative expression, or any act that reconnects you to your core self, free from the emotional weight of others' shadows. Activate conscious empathy. Jung's ultimate goal was conscious empathy, the ability to feel with others without losing yourself. This is empathy that serves your awareness, not unconscious compulsions. It means choosing when and how to wield your empathic gifts, witnessing pain without absorbing it, and offering healing presence without depleting your vitality. This level of empathic mastery requires Jung's transcendent function, holding opposites in balance, compassion and boundaries, openness and protection, sensitivity and strength. As you integrate these principles, your aura transforms from a wounded healer's frequency to that of an autonomous healer, radiating disciplined emotional power. The energy shift is profound. Your aura becomes more radiant yet controlled. Instead of leaking energy recklessly, you emit what Jung called integrated wholeness, a signature that inspires others to do their own shadow work rather than lean on you to process their emotions. Aligning with your midlife quest for inner sovereignty, your presence now sparks what I call elevating resonance, not enabling resonance. It awakens others' healing potential without fostering dependency. People still feel your empathic gift, but they experience it as a call to their own growth, not a crutch for their unresolved pain. Your attraction patterns shift. Jung noted that autonomous empaths draw a different archetypal constellation. Energy vampires and emotional parasites naturally retreat because your aura no longer emits a drainable frequency. Instead, you attract those Jung called individuated souls, men and women who face their shadows and meet you at your level of consciousness. These relationships nourish you because they're mutual. Both parties contribute to the energy exchange. You're no longer the sole giver, but a partner in a dynamic of shared growth, a testament to the emotional discipline you've cultivated in life's second half. Healing becomes effortless. Jung observed that autonomous empaths often heal others simply by being present, without strain or energy loss. Your integrated aura becomes a natural healing field, activating growth in others because you're no longer healing from wounds, you're healing from wholeness. A true mark of self-mastery. Your aura radiates integration, showing others that pain can become wisdom, sensitivity can become strength, and wounds can become gifts. Jung believed empaths like you serve a vital role in collective individuation, the evolution of humanity toward greater consciousness and integration, a mission critical in midlife. In a world where many are disconnected from their emotional truth, you act as what I call a consciousness bridge. You help others reconnect with their authentic feelings without losing your center, guiding them toward their own individuation through your disciplined presence. But Jung warned of the savior complex, the unconscious belief that you must heal everyone. This hinders collective healing by fostering dependency. Your true role is to model conscious feeling, sensing deeply while staying grounded, showing others they can face their shadows without drowning in them. The ripple effect is powerful. Jung noted that when one person in a family or community achieves this empathic autonomy, it creates what I call consciousness ripples, influencing everyone around them. Your integrated aura gives others permission to process their emotions consciously, transforming systems from within. This is how true collective healing happens, not through one man bearing everyone's pain, but through conscious individuals modeling emotional integrity. Your aura becomes a beacon for others to stop numbing their feelings and start integrating them, a vital step in humanity's growth. Jung saw empaths as an evolutionary leap in human consciousness. Your ability to process emotions with such depth prepares humanity for what he called the next psychological stage, a collective that can feel deeply, face its shadow, and integrate wholeness on a species-wide scale, a calling for men in their prime years. Yet Jung's final insight about your rare empathic aura is this: it's not a burden to endure, but a gift to wield consciously. He wrote, "Your vision becomes clear when you look into your heart. Who looks outward dreams, who looks inward awakens." For you, awakening means realizing your aura reflects your inner wholeness, not your wounds, a truth vital for midlife mastery. As you move from wounded to autonomous healer, your empathic gifts become what Jung called a blessing, not a curse. You feel deeply without drowning, love fully without losing yourself, and heal others without draining your life force, a disciplined balance that defines true self-mastery. Your rare aura shines brightest when you stop dimming your sensitivity to comfort others and start embodying it as your truth. The autonomous empath doesn't apologize for his depth. He wields it to create depth in the world, a powerful act of courage in a society that often punishes authenticity. If you're ready to transform your empathic wounds into autonomous wisdom, comment, "I choose conscious empathy." Your presence carries a weight others feel instantly, a rare aura only true empaths possess. Forged through the fires of inner work and shadow integration, Jung's hidden research reveals why this invisible energy makes you both magnetic and vulnerable. You don't just feel emotions, you radiate the wounded healer's frequency. A signature forged in pain, but transformed into a strength most men never touch, especially in life's second half. This aura isn't born from simple kindness, it's the result of a profound psychological alchemy, a transformation most men never achieve, as they chase outward success over inner depth. Jung's private writings detail how this rare empathic aura operates across multiple dimensions, healing through presence alone while attracting both light and shadow in ways that can uplift or destroy you in midlife. Here's the stark truth. Jung uncovered this aura turns perilous when men like you fail to grasp its essence. Without awareness, it becomes a beacon for emotional predators, draining you from within as you navigate life's second half. Join me as we explore Jung's deepest insights into the invisible field surrounding sensitive men, and why understanding it is the difference between living as a wounded healer or rising as a master of your own psyche. This is the reality. Jung exposed. which modern psychology sidesteps your empathic aura, isn't a gift you were born with. It's a survival mechanism forged under pressure, transformed into something sacred through what I call trauma alchemy. Jung wrote, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." A call to men in their prime to integrate their shadow and claim their authentic self. For empathic men, this means first understanding why your nervous system developed such extraordinary sensitivity. It's not random, it's an adaptation. From Jung's perspective on psychological growth, you likely emerged from a childhood where emotional survival demanded hypervigilance, honing a radar for subtle cues to navigate the storms of those around you. Here's the insight most therapists overlook. This survival mechanism didn't just help you endure early trauma, it rewired your brain to operate at frequencies others can't reach. Your mirror neurons fire with intensity. Your limbic system attunes with precision, turning your nervous system into an emotional antenna, primed for the deep shadow work of midlife. Modern neuroscience now backs what Jung intuited decades ago. Studies on highly sensitive individuals show empaths process sensory input more deeply in brain regions tied to empathy and perception. But Jung went further. He saw this neurological shift as creating an energy field others feel instinctively, a cornerstone of your individuation journey. His most striking discovery: your aura acts as a psychological radar, not just receiving energy, but transmuting it. When you, as a sensitive man, enter a room, you unconsciously engage in what I call energy archaeology, digging beneath surface facades to uncover emotional truths others hide, even from themselves, revealing their shadow projections. Here's how it works. Grounded in Jung's concept of the collective unconscious. Phase 1. Energy scanning. Your aura instinctively tunes into emotional complexes, unconscious patterns driving behavior. You sense grief, anger, or fear before others acknowledge these forces within themselves. A skill honed for emotional discipline. Phase 2. Unconscious absorption. Your psyche, shaped for survival, absorbs these energies without choice. A process Jung called mystical participation, where you merge with another's psychological state. Phase 3. Alchemical transformation. This is Jung's revolutionary insight. Your nervous system doesn't just take in emotions, it transmutes them into wisdom and healing potential. Through what Jung termed the transcendent function, you unconsciously refine others' raw emotional material into insight and wholeness. This is why people leave your presence feeling lighter, calmer, more integrated, even if you've said nothing. Your aura has processed their shadow and reflected back a clearer truth, a testament to your inner work. But Jung issued a critical warning. This process only functions with awareness. Without it, empathic men collapse into emotional sponges, soaking up others' pain without transforming it. Your rare aura also triggers what Jung called archetypal attraction patterns, pulling in both healers and predators with magnetic force, a dynamic you must navigate consciously in midlife. He identified archetypes like the wounded child, drawn to your ability to hold their pain, and the shadow projector, seeking you to carry their disowned emotions. Energy vampires, psychological parasites, feed on your emotional depth. Yet, positive archetypes like the conscious seeker and authentic self are also drawn, resonating with your aura's call to growth and wholeness. The danger lies in what I call archetype confusion, failing to discern who comes to heal and who comes to exploit. Your aura, forged in the crucible of survival, reaches its full brilliance only when you heal your own wounds first, transforming the wounded healer into the autonomous healer through disciplined shadow integration. Your sensitivity isn't a flaw, it's a strength honed through hardship. It's not weakness, but the power to carry the weight of human experience. It's not a burden to bear others' pain, but a gift to transmute it into wisdom. A role Jung saw as essential for men embracing their true self in life's second half. By embodying your empathic nature with awareness, you become what Jung described as a living bridge between the conscious and unconscious. You guide others to their authentic feelings without losing your center. A disciplined act of self-mastery that fosters collective healing and personal growth. If you're ready to claim your empathic aura as the gift it is, comment, "My sensitivity is my superpower." Your journey from wounded to autonomous healer isn't just personal, it's a vital contribution to collective individuation, clearing the path for others to embrace their own depth. This is just the start of mastering your empathy. Your sensitivity isn't excessive. Your empathy isn't weakness. And your aura isn't a burden, it's a bridge to consciousness. Thank you for joining this exploration. Like, share, and subscribe to Psyche's Labyrinth, because the world needs the wisdom you carry, honed through the fire of your inner work.